Welcome to this week's Forex Forecast. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're watching this week, and don't forget to check out the YouTube or Patreon membership for my daily chart analysis. Starting things off with the US dollar index, the past week the institutions got rid of 597 longs and they also got rid of 1,000 short positions. As you can see here, this daily supply has been removed, which has left us with this daily demand, and we have an uptrend on the daily chart in the dollar. So to me, it looks like the dollar is going higher. Keep in mind, we still are inside of weekly and monthly supply. So at any point, we could see this turn around and start to drop on the dollar index. But like I said, the trends are pretty strong right now. So it's easily, we could break this supply zone and head up to around 100 in the next up and coming weeks. To EURUSD, the past week the banks added 1,500 longs and they got rid of 5,400 short positions. As you can see now, our target on the euro was hit to the downside at 1.26. So if you followed last week's forecast, congratulations to that. Looking at the daily chart now, we have created a downtrend. This demand has been removed, which has left us with this supply. So we are in a daily downtrend. If you are going to get in long from here, which I don't really recommend right now, I would target 1.127 right before this daily area of supply. To the short side, I would target around 1.10. That would be, 1.105 would be my target to the downside. So since we are trending down on the daily chart and the weekly chart and the 4-hour chart, I would be looking for shorts on any time frame. If you look here, we have a nice 4-hour area of supply. So if you want, you could certainly look for confirmation in this area, but I'd be very careful around this trend line if you are going to be doing that. What I'm waiting for personally is for a new low to be formed here. Then I'll be day trading the 15-minute time frame. I only really enter on a 15-minute chart. Like I said, all time frames are trending down, so I would continue to trade with that trend so long as it is in place. We could get new 1-hour areas of supply that could be formed, something like this. And if you are a YouTube or Patreon member, you will get access to those zones once they are formed. But as of now, I'm just kind of waiting for this low to be removed and to look for 15-minute set and forget trades to the downside. All right, on to gold. The past week, the institutions added 22,887 longs and they got rid of 3,000 short positions. Our short side target was hit at about 18.23. So if you followed that, very, very nice. We broke this demand zone. Gold had a nice rally up, but eventually it did fall back down, probably something to do with the Fed announcements. So if you are going to get in long from here, I would target 18.30 right before this supply zone. To the short side, I would just target about 17.80, and further down targets would be like 17.10 if we can even get in that. Just keep in mind we are inside of weekly demand right here on gold. So at any point we could see gold start to rally. It's probably going to be very correlated to the US dollar this upcoming week. What I'm waiting for personally on gold is for this low to be removed right here on the 1 hour, and I'll be looking for 15-minute set and forget trades. So right now I don't really see too many opportunities. Gold isn't really one I'd be interested in trading in. If you look at a weekly chart here, you could look for, 4-hour confirmation in this weekly demand. Just keep in mind it's a very tested and used up area. So if you do want to get in long on gold, I would certainly wait for significant 4-hour confirmation. And what that's going to look like is for something like this, where this 4-hour area of supply gets removed, possibly leaving a demand zone. And if this happens, I will have this 4-hour demand zone on the chart, and you can look to trade that. And if you want my zones, definitely check out the Patreon or YouTube membership. Links are in the description. It's only $5 CAD per month. It can, get you these demand zones for confirmation or set and forget trading. It can certainly help you with your trading. So definitely check that out. Like I said, links are in the description, and I hope to see everybody there. USDJPY, the past week the banks got rid of 4,700 longs and they added 7,800 short positions. Right now we are in daily supply right here. I do not believe this supply will hold, but you could look for 1-hour confirmation coming out of the zone, but I don't really recommend it since I do think the dollar will be moving higher this week. So since there's no trend on the daily chart, I wouldn't be entering on a 1-hour chart or anything like that. What I would personally be waiting for is for a 4-hour trend to continue here. So if we get something like this, we'll have the ability to draw that trend line. Then I'll be looking for set and forget trades for day trading on like a 15-minute time frame or something like that. There is a 1-hour supply zone here That is technically 1 hour confirmation coming off of daily supply, but I don't really put a lot of, I wouldn't call this a high odds trading opportunity. Like I said, I would just wait for these lower time frame trends to take place and look to day trade the USD yen to the upside. I would probably stay away from shorting any US dollar pairs right now, especially considering the DXY is looking very, very strong and the trends are continuing up. All right, GBPUSD, the British pound. The past week, the banks got rid of 3,000 longs and they added 4,400 short positions. If you are going to get in long, I would target 1.35. If you are going to get in short, I would target just before this demand zone at 1.33. And real quick, if you are enjoying the video so far and my forecast, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. I would much appreciate it. And let me know in the comments down below what pairs you are watching this week. So there's no trend on the daily chart here. So all I can really recommend for this is to continue to trade with this 4-hour downtrend. It's a very clean downtrend. But when it's downtrending like this, what I like to do is wait for the low to be removed and then get involved on the lower time frames, like a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, something like this. There's actually a nice little 4-hour supply zone right here I forgot to draw, but it worked out very nice. So for me now, I'm looking to go long the dollar, so it'd be short the pound, waiting for that low to be removed for the trend to continue. You could have looked for 15-minute confirmation coming off of this 4-hour area of supply. But looking at a 1-hour chart right now, clearly buyers have stepped in. Ultimately, I do think this will roll over. And when that happens, this 1-hour trend will continue. And I'll be looking for trades to the short side on the pound. All right, USDCAD. The past week, the banks got rid of 1,400 longs and they added 3,300 short positions. And if you look now on the screen, our long target at 1.26 was hit right before this area of supply. If you are going to get in long now, I would target 1.295. If you are going to get in short, I would target 1.26. Like I said earlier, the US trends, the US dollar trends are very, very strong right now, so I'd be very careful getting involved to the short side on the dollar. There's no trend right now on the daily chart, so what I would be looking for, like I've been saying the rest of the video, we have a nice 4-hour trend. We have a beautiful 1-hour trend as well. So in my opinion, all signs are pointing to the upside. So like I always say, waiting for this high to be removed, and then I'll look for trades to the long side on the lower time frames. Once this 1-hour area of supply gets removed right here, we could have a new 1-hour demand. You could possibly look for 5-minute confirmation in that demand zone, but that has not happened yet. And if you want to be a member, like I said, that zone will appear and you can use it for confirmation. So in my opinion, USDCAD most likely going to be going up. It will also depend on the price of oil as well, which I think will get stronger. So it could be a little bit of a confusing chart, but like I said, I would just trade with the trends on the lower time frame. As far as higher time frame entries, like entering on the 4-hour or the 1-hour, I would probably somewhat stay away from that until we get a daily trend in play. All right, Aussie dollar, AUDUSD. The past week, the banks added 6,000 longs and they added 889 short positions. If you are going to get in long, I would target before this daily supply at 0.71. To the short side, I would target 0.690055. I know that was kind of confusing, but anyways, we have a daily downtrend here on the Aussie. So in my opinion, all signs are pointing to the downside. So you could be trading 1-hour set and forget trades. There was one here if you're a YouTube or Patreon member using my zones. If you got involved in that one and that set and forget trade, very, very nice. So right now I don't really see any 1-hour zones. Once this low is removed, you could have a nice 1-hour zone here that might be decent for a set and forget trade to the downside. But as of now, there are no trades that I really see here. There is a 4-hour supply zone right here. If you want to look for confirmation in this zone, you can certainly do that. If you don't know what confirmation is, check out my tips playlist. It's links in the description. I have a video on confirmation trading and exactly what you should be doing. So definitely check that out. That is really the only trading opportunity I see. As far as using this as a set and forget entry, I wouldn't really recommend it. Like I said, I would wait for that 15-minute shift in momentum if price does pull back up to here. And as always, what I'm waiting for is that low to be removed, and then I'll be looking to trade set and forgets on a 15-minute time frame to the downside. All right, USD Swiss franc. The past week, the banks got rid of 940 longs and they added 1,000 short positions. We are in daily supply right now, so I'd be very careful getting involved to the long side. If you are going to get in long, I would target 0.94. To the short side, I would target 0.916. You could technically look for 1 hour confirmation coming off of this daily area of supply, but I don't really recommend it based on how strong the US dollar is right now. We have a nice 4 hour uptrend, so you could be trading along with that trend. I highly recommend doing that. Not really seeing any setups right here. There is a little bit of a 4 hour demand zone right here. You could possibly look to get involved in on a lower time frame. But as of now, I'm just waiting for this 1 hour momentum to shift back up. Clearly, we are going sideways here. So I would just like to see this break out to the upside. Then I'll be getting involved on lower time frames. And there is a 1 hour zone right here. You could look for 5-minute confirmation in here. I think that would be decent as well. All right, last but not least, crude oil. The past week, the banks got rid of 10,868 longs, and they added about 1,500 short positions. If you are going to go short, which I do not recommend whatsoever, I would target $84 a barrel. To the long side, I would just target $92 a barrel right there. We have a beautiful daily uptrend, weekly uptrend, 4 hour uptrend. Everything is trending up, so I would not be trading short. I would just continue to trade with that trend. We had a nice 4 hour demand zone here. Kind of broke through. If you are going to look to get in long, maybe wait for this 4 hour area of demand, look for confirmation in there. We have a nice, the 1 hour trend actually has kind of started to go sideways a little bit. So once we break out of this sideways price action that you see right here, then we might have a nice 1 hour zone you could look to get involved in, trade with that daily trend. But like what I always do, waiting for that high to be removed, and I'll be trading, day trading on a 15-minute chart to the upside, looking for longs only. Like I said, I would not be trading against this weekly daily trend. I would just continue to trade with the trend. Even though we could pull back to this weekly area of demand, I would just be only looking for longs on the lower time frames. Hopefully you guys found this weekly Forex forecast helpful. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and check out the Patreon or YouTube membership if you need help finding your supply and demand zones. It's only $5 CAD per month. Hope to see you guys there and hope to see you in the next video.